Now I'm going to start my recipe. This is a really quick recipe, something to throw together. I'm making oatmeal pie. Okay, I started out with, I have 2/3 cup of butter. You can use butter or margarine. So I'm going to start with my butter. I'm going to turn the fire on low, and I'm going to let the butter melt. While it's melting, I'm going to come over here. I have 2 eggs, which I'm going to beat. And that's what I said, that's why this is so quick to do. I beat 2 eggs. I'm going to add all the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add 2/3 cup, just remember 2/3 cup. This is 2/3 cup sugar, 2/3 cup oatmeal. This is 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have 2/3 cup of Karo syrup. I add all that. Isn't that simple? And this is a teaspoon of vanilla. So I added that to the recipe. And I mix it together. That's all we do there. I love making this dessert. This is something my mother and I have been doing for years. And then, as I mentioned before, I'm melting the butter, the 2/3 cup, which when you do figure out 2/3 cup, is actually 1 stick of butter and 2 more tablespoons. That equals 2/3 cup of butter. So I'm going to let this melt. And as it's melting, we're going to add the star of the show. This adds such a kick up to this. So I cut my Philadelphia cream cheese into pieces. And I add it to the butter. And so we're just going to let this melt all together. I always let it sit out a little while so it gets a little soft. And I'll mix the butter. I love entertaining. This is one of my favorite things to do. I love cooking for whatever the meal is, or just having people over for dessert and coffee, or whatever. Even on this stormy night, this stormy Saturday night, it's always wonderful to have family and friends over. So this is not just going to take a couple of minutes, and I want you to come back and join me shortly.